Sampaikan pada jiwa yang bersedih, begitu dingin dunia yang kau huni. Jika tak ada tempatmu kembali, bawa lukamu biar aku obati. Tidakkah letih kakimu berlari? Ada hal yang tak mereka mengerti. Beri waktu untuk bersandar sebentar. Selama ini kau hebat, hanya kau tak didengar. Selama ini kau hebat, kau pastikan didengar. Ku pernah coba bertahan, namun sering terlupakan. Ku pernah coba melawan, tapi aku tersingkirkan. Lebih baik berpisah daripada terus terluka. Karena aku selalu yang salah, jujur aku trauma. Aku tak mengejarmu saat kau pergi, bukan karena ku tak cinta lagi, tapi ku ingin berhenti. Kita saling menyakiti, aku tak menahanmu tetap di sini. Bukan karena tak bahagia lagi, tapi kini ku sadari cinta tak harus saling miliki. Lebih baik berpisah daripada terus terluka. Karena aku selalu yang salah, jujur aku trauma. Aku tak mengejarmu saat kau pergi, bukan karena ku tak cinta lagi, tapi ku ingin berhenti. Kita saling menyakiti, aku tak menahanmu tetap di sini. Bukan karena tak bahagia lagi, tapi kini ku sadari cinta tak harus saling miliki. Lebih baik berpisah daripada terus terluka. Jujur aku trauma. Aku tak mengejarmu saat kau pergi, bukan karena ku tak cinta lagi, tapi kini ku sadari kita saling menyakiti. Aku tak menahanmu tetap di sini, bukan karena tak bahagia lagi, tapi kini ku sadari cinta tak harus saling miliki. Cinta tak harus saling miliki.
Di saat ku
menatap langit, apa engkau juga menatapnya? Cobalah kau pejamkan mata, gerimis jatuh bagai air mata. Ku harap dirimu bisa menunggu, besar harap aku ingin bertemu. Sumpah mati diriku sangat rindu. Aku coba merayu Tuhanku, berdoa di dalam sujudku. Jika kita ditakdirkan bersatu, betapa bahagianya aku memiliki kamu anugerah. Kau perhiasan yang ku punya. Ku sebut namamu di dalam doa, semoga kita bersama. Saat ku menatap langit, apa engkau juga menatapnya? Cobalah kau pejamkan mata, gerimis jatuh bagai air mata. Ku harap dirimu bisa menunggu, besar harap aku ingin bertemu. Sumpah mati diriku sangat rindu. Aku coba merayu Tuhanku, berdoa di dalam sujudku. Jika kita ditakdirkan bersatu, betapa bahagianya aku memiliki kamu anugerah. Kau perhiasan yang ku punya. Ku sebut namamu di dalam doa, semoga kita bersama. Aku coba merayu Tuhanku, berdoa di dalam sujudku. Jika kita ditakdirkan bersatu, betapa bahagianya aku memiliki kamu anugerah. Kau perhiasan yang ku punya. Ku sebut namamu di dalam doa, semoga kita bersama. Ku sebut namamu di dalam doa, semoga kita bersama.
Sampai saat ini tak terpikirkan olehku. Aku pernah beri rasa pada orang sepertimu. Seandainya sejak awal tak ku yakinkan diriku, tutur kata yang sempurna tak seindah yang ku kira. Andai ku tahu semua akan sia-sia. takkan ku terima cinta sesaatmu. Bagaimana dengan aku terlanjur mencintaimu, yang datang beri harapan lalu pergi dan menghilang, tak terpikirkan olehmu. Hatiku hancur karenamu, tanpa sedikit alasan, pergi tanpa berpamitan. Takkan ku terima cinta sesanmu. Seandainya sejak awal tak ku yakinkan diriku, tutur kata yang sempurna tak seindah yang ku punya. Andai ku tahu semua akan sia-sia, takkan ku terima cinta sesaatmu. Bagaimana dengan aku terlanjur mencintaimu, yang datang beri harapan lalu pergi dan menghilang, tak terpikirkan olehku. Hatiku hancur karenamu, tanpa sedikit alasan, pergi tanpa berpamitan. Takkan ku terima cinta sesanmu. Sial-sialnya ku bertemu dengan cinta semu, tertipu tutur dan caramu, seolah cintaiku. Puas kau curangi aku, bagaimana dengan aku terlanjur mencintaimu, yang datang beri harapan lalu pergi dan menghilang, tak terpikirkan olehku. Hatiku hancur karenamu, tanpa sedikit alasan, pergi tanpa berpamitan. Takkan ku terima cinta sesanmu.
Komen dari kakak Raymond. Dari kejauhan tergambar cerita tentang kita, terpisah jarak dan waktu. Ingin ku ungkapkan rinduku lewat kata indah, tak cukup untuk dirimu, sebab kau terlalu indah. Dari sekedar kata, dunia berhenti sejenak menikmati indahmu. Dan apabila tak bersamamu, ku pastikan ku jalani dunia tak seindah kemarin. Sederhana tertawamu sudah cukup. Hidup bersamamu. dari sekedar kata. Dunia berhenti sejenak menikmati indahmu. Dan apabila tak bersamamu, ku pastikan ku jalani dunia tak seindah kemarin. Sederhana tertawamu sudah cukup lengkapi sempurnanya. Dan apabila tak bersamamu, ku pastikan ku jalani dunia tak seindah kemarin. Sederhana tertawamu sudah cukup lengkapi sempurnanya.
Ya, kepada Bapak Ibu dipersilakan untuk masuk ke dalam breakout room karena pembelajaran sudah dimulai. Silakan masuk ke dalam breakout room Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih. Bapak Ibu yang terkendala untuk masuk ruang breakout room bisa disampaikan kepada kami untuk kami bantu. Terima kasih. Pak Slamet, apakah ada kendala, Pak, untuk masuk breakout room?
Tidak Bu, saya belum masuk Bu. Sorry.
Iya, Bapak kelompok A atau kelompok B, Pak?
Kelompok B Bu, kelompok B Bu.
Oke, siap.
Oke, saya join ya Bu.
Iya. Bu Helmiati, Bu Irena, kelompok A atau kelompok B, Bu? Bu Irena, Bu Irena, untuk Bapak.
And the second attempts, and then the results are amazing. Hasilnya sangat-sangat memuaskan ya untuk yang second attempts-nya, ada yang udah nyoba 2 kali. Okay, I thank you so much for your efforts and also your excitement. Okay, all right, so I think it is better for us to get started. Let's start with the simple sentence first, okay? This is particularly important for the structure part, okay? So you need to know how to analyze the sentence. Because later on when you deal with section 2, structure and written expression, you don't need to translate. You don't need to translate the sentences. Even if you don't understand the meaning of the sentence, still, yeah, you can find the correct answer. How? By analyzing the sentence. Okay, so let's get started with the simple sentence here. Okay, but before that, here, before we go to the simple sentence, I need Bapak Ibu to understand the difference between parts of speech and functions. Okay, so before on day 1, we learned about part of speech, right? In which you classify words into their categories, whether they are noun, verb, adjectives, or adverbs. Now, those are parts of speech. And those words, those parts of speech play a function in a sentence. Okay, fill in a function in a sentence. For example, Melati is a teacher. Okay. For example here, Melati is a teacher. So we know that our names are considered as noun, right? So Melati as a part of speech, it is a noun. Okay, Melati itu adalah kata benda. But in this sentence, Melati, this noun functions as a subject. All right, so now you know the difference between part of speech and function. Melati indeed, as a part of speech, it is a noun. In this sentence, it functions as a subject. Is a verb. In this sentence, it functions as a predicate. Now, since the function of a predicate is always filled in by a verb, so usually predicate is called as verb. Predicate is known as verb. And then a teacher. Okay, so we learned about noun already, right? So whenever you see article, an or the, and then followed by a noun, it is a noun phrase. Now, a teacher is a noun. In this sentence, it functions as a complement or object. Okay, so as you can see here, noun can fill in the function of a subject or object. Oke, dua-duanya sama-sama noun, tapi noun yang di depan berfungsi sebagai subjek, noun yang di belakang setelah verb berfungsi sebagai objek. Okay, so that's the difference between parts of speech and functions. Another example, she has been teaching English for 11 years. Nah, she is a pronoun, kata ganti benda, right? In this sentence, it functions as a subject. And then has been teaching is a verb phrase. Okay, in this sentence, it functions as a predicate or verb. And then English is a noun, kata benda. In this sentence, it functions as a complement or object. For 11 years is a prepositional phrase which functions as a modifier in this sentence. Now, later on, what's important for you to analyze is the subject and the verb. Oke, jadi nanti pas ngerjain structure, yang paling penting untuk dianalisa adalah si subjek sama verbnya. Jadi kita harus cek sentence-nya udah punya subjek belum, sentence-nya udah punya verb belum. Itu yang paling penting. You need to be able to analyze, you need to be able to spot which one is the subject, which one is the verbs. Okay, and then for a prepositional phrase, you need to know which the prepositional phrases are just to omit them. Oke, nanti Bapak Ibu juga perlu tahu prepositional phrase itu yang seperti apa supaya nanti bisa kita coret. Oke, jadi kalau ada prepositional phrase jangan sampai dia mengganggu, justru dia harus dicoret nantinya. Oke, because usually prepositional phrase has no effect on the verb. Oke, mungkin sekarang masih agak bingung, but later on insya Allah enggak ya, setelah kita belajar. Oke, alright. So here, simple sentence. What is a sentence? Okay, so a sentence consists of word. Okay, the small particle of it is called word, kata. Groups of word, okay, kata, Bapak Ibu tahu kata kan berarti yang satu kata. Nah, kumpulan kata, groups of words is called as a phrase. Kumpulan kata disebutnya adalah frasa. Okay, so we have words and then groups of words is called as phrase. Nah, kumpulan frasa is called as a clause. Okay, and then a clause can create a sentence. Okay, so what is a phrase? Words can be grouped together but without a subject or a verb. Oke, jadi frasa itu kumpulan kata tapi tanpa subjek dan verb. This is called a phrase. Phrases can be very short or quite long. Two examples of phrases are after dinner and waiting for the rain to stop. There is no subject and verb there. And then phrases can't be used alone, but you can use them as part of sentence where they are used as parts of speech. Oke, frasa itu nggak bisa berdiri sendiri ya, tapi frasa itu digunakan sebagai bagian dari kalimat. Nah, what is a clause? Kalau klausa apa? Wah, bahasa Indonesia aja kita ini ya, nggak terlalu tahu ya klausa dan frasa dalam bahasa Indonesia, but today you're gonna need to learn phrase and clause in English, but it's okay, it's not that scary, yeah, it's not that hard actually. Okay, so what is a clause? Now, clauses are groups of words that have both subjects and predicates. This is what Bapak Ibu need to highlight ya. Jadi klausa itu adalah kumpulan kata yang di dalamnya itu ada subjek dan predicate, ada subjek dan verbnya, dua-duanya ada. Okay, now a clause is divided into two, independent clause and also subordinate clause. Independent clause can act as a sentence. Okay, independent clause can act as a sentence. Why? Because it has both subjects and predicates. For example, the dog barked at him. Now, this is what Bapak Ibu is going to do later on, ya. So, the dog here is the subject. Barked is a verb. Okay, so subject and verb. Now, this one is called independent clause because it has both subject and verb. And then we also have what we call a subordinate clause. Subordinate clause can't be used on their own. It needs to be used with an independent clause to complete their meaning. For example, when the man broke into the house. Now, when here is the connector of the subordinate clause, the man is the subject, broke is the verb. Nah, oke, nanti pas structure yang harus dianalisa yang cuman ini aja, connector, subject, verb. Oke, nah, subordinate clause, the meaning isn't complete yet. It needs the independent clause to complete its meaning. So it becomes like this. When the man broke into the house, the dog barked at him. Oke, jadi artinya lengkap. Kalau misalkan when the man broke into the house, that's it. The meaning is not yet complete. Okay, now what is a sentence? A complete sentence has a subject and predicate. See, it is the same ya. It is the same as clause. Clause juga punya subject dan predicate. Kalimat juga sama punya subject and predicate. The question, can a clause be a sentence? Yes, of course. Independent clause can be a sentence. Nah, terus fungsinya apa dong klausa-klausa ini? Kenapa klausa nggak disebut aja kalimat? Because a sentence can consist of more than one clauses. Jadi satu kalimat itu bukan cuma terdiri dari satu klausa, tapi satu kalimat bisa terdiri dari banyak klausa. Okay, so what is a sentence? A complete sentence has a subject and predicate and can often be composed of more than one clause. Okay, jadi satu kalimat bisa terdiri dari lebih dari satu klausa. As long as it has a subject and a predicate, a group of words can form a sentence no matter how short. Okay, for example, you ate fish. You is the subject, ate is the verb. Okay, so even if it is short, okay, even if it is short, it is a sentence because it has both subject and verb. Okay. All right, up to here, do you have any questions, Bapak Ibu? Belum ya. All right, for now, please pay attention to simple sentence only. Okay, here, all sentences consist of one or more clauses. Jadi, kalimat itu terdiri dari satu atau lebih dari satu klausa. A simple sentence consists of one clause. Okay, ada yang namanya simple sentence. Nah, dia terdiri dari satu klausa aja. So, meaning that the sentence consists of one subject and one verb only. Okay, now if you talk about subject and verb, it means that we talk about noun and verb. Karena yang bisa mengisi fungsi subjek hanya noun. Noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. Yang berbau kebendaan bisa mengisi fungsi subjek. Right, so a simple sentence consists of one clause only, meaning that it has one subject and one verb only. For example, people need vitamins. People is the subject, need is the verb. The man took a vitamin pill. The man is the subject, took is the verb. Judy lives in Northern California. Judy is the subject, lives is the verb. In the summer, nah ini penting banget for us to know the prepositional phrase. Oke, so Bapak Ibu, I'm gonna show you a prepositions list ya. Okay, prepositions list. Okay, as you can see on my screen ya, Bapak Ibu, this is a prepositions list. So whenever a phrase starts with a preposition, okay, they are called as prepositional phrase. Okay, ini jadi list of prepositions yang kecil-kecil. Prepositions itu just like in, on, at, for, into, out, to, till, by, beyond, round, in. Okay, nah they are called as prepositional phrase. Nah jadi ini adalah si prepositional phrase in the summer. So what you need to be able to spot the prepositional phrase just to ignore them. Okay, know that when there are prepositional phrase, you can ignore them. So in the summer here, it is a prepositional phrase. Nah, karena ini prepositional phrase, it has no effect on the subject or the verb. Ini cuman keterangan aja, adverb, alright? So the subject is Tom, walks is the verb. Okay. Alright, so in the summer, jadi summer-nya itu dia bukan subjeknya ya. So Tom is the subject, walks is the verb. Okay, alright, here. Normal sentence pattern in English. We have the subject, followed by the verb. Okay, we have the subject followed by the verb and then followed by the complement and also modifier. Now, take a look at the subject. The subject can be compound, more than one. John and I, berarti plural ya, karena dua. And then the subject can also be filled in by pronoun. We, for example. Okay, nah jadi subjek itu adalah noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. And then we have the verb, ate and studied. We have the complement, the same as subject. It is filled in by a noun, noun, pronoun, or noun phrase, but it comes after the verb. Oke, complement itu bedanya sama subjek, dia setelah verb. Tapi yang isinya sama-sama noun, kata benda, pronoun, kata ganti benda, atau noun phrase, frasa benda. For example, here is a pizza and present perfect. And we also have modifier, which usually filled in by adverb. Okay, like last night and last week. Okay, now let's get started to subject. Okay, subject berarti at the beginning of a sentence ya, if the sentence is active. The subject is the agent of the sentence in the active voice. It is the person or thing that performs or is responsible for the action of the sentence. And it normally precedes the verb. Biasanya subjek itu di depan sebelum verb. Note, every sentence in English must have a subject. Jadi, hukumnya wajib ada ya subjek ini. Nah, that's why later on when you deal with the structure part, you need to make sure that the sentence already has a subject. The subject may be a single noun. Oke, yang bisa isi fungsi subjek bisa jadi single noun, kata benda satu. For example, like coffee is delicious. Coffee. Milk contains calcium. Oke, cuma satu ya noun-nya. Or the subject may be a noun phrase. A noun phrase is a group of words ending with a noun. Jadi noun phrase atau frasa benda adalah kumpulan kata yang berakhiran dengan kata benda. But it cannot begin with a preposition. Nah, contohnya kita nih adalah in the summer. Ini bukan noun phrase ya. No. Okay, it's a prepositional phrase because it begins with a preposition. The example of a prepositional phrase, the example of noun phrase is the book is on the table. Okay, the book ini adalah noun phrase. It acts as a subject. That new red car is Jones. That new red car here, okay, it acts as a subject. Ini adalah noun phrase. Okay, ini ada the main noun-nya. Oke, noun utamanya adalah book. Di sini noun utamanya adalah car. Oke, nah diikutinlah dia sama the article, the book jadinya noun phrase. Oke, that new red car also noun phrase. Nah, here they fill in the function of a subject. Okay, now let's move on to the verb. The verb follows the subject in a declarative sentence. Verb mengikuti subject in a declarative sentence. Berarti setelah subject, muncullah verb. It generally shows the action of the sentence. Note, every sentence must have a verb. Okay, verb wajib ada ya. The verb may be a single word, such as John drives too fast. Okay, drives is the verb. John tadi apa? Subjeknya ya. They hate spinach. Hate is the